A few of the ritual murder victims and survivors have put a face to this once faceless crime. Stories of agony, trauma, life that will never be the same have been portrayed in shocking headlines in all forms of media. Policymakers and legislators have succeeded in their agenda to have laws amended to cater for child protection, but enforcement is likely to remain a challenge. Until a community experiences a ritual murder, most people remain uninterested. They consume it on the news and leave it at that. Awareness is crucial here.
We can have the local leaders or traditional leaders, like I've said, the king of the Uganda kingdom said that if we bring in religious leaders and if we bring in parliamentarians and other policymakers, government officials, and even the president of the state himself, if we can all come together and say enough is enough, we need to end this.
The Children Act was amended by the 9th Parliament to cater for the crime of child sacrifice and others like child trafficking and female genital mutilation. The Act states that everyone has a duty to report such crime. Where ritual murders happened, people have reported to police, only to be frustrated by botched investigations. The case of 2-year-old Stephen Linda, who was abducted and sacrificed in July 2014 in Buyikwe, is an example of a poorly handled case. Exhibits were collected from a shrine, suspects arrested, but no prosecution to prove their innocence or guilt. The bereaved family gave up on the matter when suspects returned to the same village celebrating their release. Hudson Semwanga, a father of survivor Alan Sembatia, was not helped to follow up on a court case. He too gave up. He could have probably had a good case if evidence were built around a first-hand story told by Alan, who was left for dead in 2013. Alan's skull was cut open, his genitals ripped and testicle taken. 2 of his grandmother's neighbors in Kayunga, the prime suspects, walked away free.
Bwengenda mu kooti bangamba komawo enkya bampa nnaku ndala nabo ne babawa nnaku ki ndala nagenda okubuuliza nga bangamba musango guli dismiss kwani era saamanyi mukono high court era okuva ku olwo simanyi lwaki kiki baasaliraani simanyi.
From the interaction we've had with residents in communities where ritual murders occurred, there is a need for witness protection. Some fear to testify against witch doctors who usually scare people with sorcery.
So the easier way, first approach, is to ensure that the people whose children are being killed, are being maimed, are empowered to defend themselves, to know that this issue is not right.
World Vision has focused on Buyikwe and surrounding areas in its effort to eliminate the cruel act of ritual murder. The children rights defenders wish to expand the initiative, but the role calls for more than one actor. It requires enough time, patience, and resources.
We would want to expand this. You know, for example, I'm telling you that when you go where we work, the community is too alert. But what happens when you go beyond that?
This year alone, news about ritual murders filtered in from Busia, Mityana, Mubende, Rakai, Lwenga, and Wachisa, among other districts. In Buyikwe, the problem reduced from 12 cases in 2013 to 1 in 2016. This significant change has taken 4 years to be realized. Bringing traditional healers on board has helped. The healers have rooted out wrong elements amongst themselves, or caused them to flee to other areas where the trade is not well regulated. Buyikwe is now a model, if government and other stakeholders are going to come out and counter ritual murder.
If we are still living in those horrible exercises of having children slaughtered, murdered, then we don't have a future.
The Amber system, borrowed from the United States of America, has equipped Buyikwe residents with communication skills in the event that a child goes missing. The broadcast emergency response was started in 1996 when 9-year-old Amber Hagman was abducted and murdered in Texas. While in USA it is satellite radio, social media, and television. In Buyikwe, drums and megaphones have done an equally good job. Some abducted children have been abandoned by kidnappers once the alert system was engaged. For now, Buyikwe is on the path to break away from its demonizing past. Frank Walisimbi, NTV.